Damn, alright guys, we got this guy here, Dragon Duelist. Look at this map. Look at that, dude. You're insane. How old are you?
I'm 14.
And what's your name?
My name is Connor Rosens.
Jeez. Alright, let's get into this deck. What did you play?
I played Branded Despia.
Branded Despia. Let's see it.
Just to start off with monsters, played 3 copies of Fallen Valdez. This card was great. I love it. Some people played 2. I think 3 is correct. Getting into those grind games, you really need that 3rd one a lot of the time, even though cash isn't banishing as much. 2 copies of Cartesia. Some of my older lists I was running 1. Bumping it up to 2 felt so good. I might even consider moving it to 3. This card is crazy. 2 Aliber. People used to be playing 3 back in the day, and it was probably correct at 3. But now, I've been finding I haven't really missed that 3rd Aliber. I like only having 2. It's not amazing necessarily, but it's a solid card. You want to have it. The card that the 3rd Aliber was placed by is the 1 copy of Clem. This card's also a starter, so I like having it too. Just for my one-ofs and the monsters is I played 1 Adlib, 1 Albion, 1 Tragedy, 1 Mercurier, 1 Bestial Libellion, Saren Rear to add off the Libellion, Springgan's Kit, the Gimmick Puppet Nightmare.
Damn, speaking of Gimmick Puppet, dude, how'd you like that?
This card is crazy. Unfortunately, you get hand trapped too much in every other matchup, but for Branded at least, you make this thing, you win. Because a lot of the Branded players aren't playing that heavy hand trap package, so you're just making this and you're winning the time. Making the Gimmick Puppet lock against Branded used to be bad last format, but nowadays, since the Sanctifier Dragon can't be used as fusion material, they can't super poly it in the draw phase, so you're having that Gimmick Puppet always win.
And what do you think about the Bistials and Bells? Did you ever come into action with that?
I never got Belled. I did get Bistialed a couple of times, but I didn't really get Bistialed that much because I was playing too many cash players and they obviously don't run Bistials.
Damn.
I played the 1 Maximus to go with the Servants. I played 3 copies of Nibiru to round off the monsters. I really only had 3 flex spots. I was expecting my worst matchup is going to be cash almost every time, and Nib is just good against cash. And I was also playing in the Dragon Duel event, so I thought there'd be plenty of kids just overextending in Nib, so I was expecting to be able to resolve it.
Damn.
MVP, Branded Fusion. This card's crazy. It goes like +5.
Hey, are you ready for the ultimate rare, bro?
I mean, I don't know if I can afford them, but maybe I'll have to sell a prize card. I'll go 3 copies of Fusion Deployment. This card was great. Just summoning Cartesia from the deck for free without having to use your normal summon, or summoning Albaz going 2nd to clear things. It was just fantastic out of this card. 3 copies of Super Poly. This card's good every single time I draw it. I always love having it. Going 2nd, this thing's insane. Going 1st, it's just back row. If your opponent ashes you or something, a lot of the times you can stay alive and just Super Polying at a good point. The other spell I ran at 3 Nadir Servant. In testing and stuff online, I thought this card was a lot better than Crossout. Because Crossout, you brick on it a lot, and bricking this deck is kind of an issue because sometimes you don't get the fusion access, or you get ashed. Crossout obviously stops the ash, but I thought Nadir Servant is better because on its own, it's like pretty much full combo. Like it gets your Albion engraved, it like summons the Albaz, you get the Cartesia out as well. I love Nadir Servant, and I have you just send the Brewer off if you get the free draw, and then add the Maximus. Another spell I played at 3 copies of Branded Opening. This is standard. You can either summon Quem or summon Aliber. It's just good in general. Just for the 1-of spells, I played 1 Called by the Grave, 1 Branded Lost, 1 Branded in Red. This is pretty much standard at this point. Called by the Grave is just great. It stops Ash. It's easy. Branded Lost is obviously insane. And then Branded in Red, you just kind of have to play it. I played 1 of Foolish Burial and Will's Card List. A lot of people cut these to play like other hand traps or for flex spots. I really like the consistency of them, and they just kind of plus better than other stuff. Foolish Burial specifically, just get that Tragedy engraved, it's always nice to have. For the trap cards, I played 1 of Retribution, and I also main decked the Branded Banishment. And this card is insane. I don't see why not everyone's main decking it. I mean, I guess drawing it, going 2nd and stuff is not amazing. This thing is just incredible. Every time I resolved it, I pretty much won that game. If I could ever get to this thing with a target engraved, I was super confident in that match. So yeah, that'll round up the main deck. I'm on 42 cards, and I like the count. I wouldn't really change that much about it. Although, I didn't expect the amount of mirror matches I was going to see today, so I probably wouldn't have played Nadir Servant. I would have played Crossout instead. Because the Nadir Servant into the mirror is obviously not very good, because letting them send all their stuff is not really where you want to be.
How many mirror matches did you end up playing?
I played, I think, 4 mirror matches.
Damn.
Fortunately, most of the Branded players I faced during that were not, like, they weren't as well versed in the deck as I was, so the mirrors, even though I didn't have crossouts and they did a lot of the time, I still felt like I was in an advantageous position for most of the matches. Then for the extra deck, I played 2 Mirror Jade. Having 2 is amazing. Obviously, the cash is not making the extra deck vanish immediately, but I just always want to have 2. In addition, also to go with the 2 Mirror Jade, I played the 2 Albion. These cards are insane. You're on the first turn, one of them is ending up in the graveyard, and then I always want to have 1 in extra deck to just keep going. I played 1 of Rinbroom. This card is great. I really don't summon it all that often. It's good to summon in the mirror match every once in a while if I already have access to Mirror Jade. And it's also great sometimes in the cash if they just end on 1 Arise Heart. But they pretty much never do that anymore. This card, I send this off of Mirror Jade to get that extra interruption on the opponent's turn, and this wins me games all the time. Because most people aren't aware of what the effect is, and I'm randomly getting my Albaz back to return one of their monsters into a Mirror Jade. Play 1 of Libellion. In the grind game, you need it. It shuffles your stuff back into the deck, like it's how you recycle resources. I play the Titanic Lad. Titanic Lad is just an easy send off of Ring Wignall and off of the Servant package, just to be able to summon the Clem during the end phase and then get extra setups. Played 1 copy of Albion, the Sanctifier Dragon. This is obviously for the Gimmick Puppet Rock. The combo's pretty crazy. Basically, any of the 2 combo starters in the deck is always getting you to the Albion, the Sanctifier Dragon. And depending on the cards, if it's a Clem plus Branded Fusion, it also plays through a Despia, even Magnet. It's just because you add, by the time you've sent the Gimmick Puppet, you've added a Mercurier. So if they attempt to Magnet on the Gimmick Puppet, you're pitching a Mercurier to negate the Mag. And then during the end phase, your Albion setting the Retribution. So if they attempt to Magnet you and you activate the effect, you just Retribution effect, return the Albion to the extra deck, and then negate and destroy the Magnet. And that Gimmick Puppet still hits the board. I played 1 copy of Ring Wignall. This card is good. Some people play 2 of them. I think it's a little bit too much. The extra deck's a little too tight to be on the second one. I didn't miss the second one. I loved having 1. It was perfectly fine. I played 1 of Guardian Chimera. You just have to play it. For the Branded in red, I'm always making it. I need this card to out like the Cashtira Births or crazy, and then just sometimes going first, I'll just end on the Branded in red version. Queritus is good. I'll summon it off Ring Wignall if I don't have Lulu Lilith in the extra deck. And a lot of the times I'm Super Polying it or Branded Banishmenting into it. My other Super Poly targets are going to be Predaplant Drago Stapelia, the Mud Dragon of the Swamp, and the Garura. The Mud Dragon really didn't come up very much, but the Garura, on the other hand, even if I'm not Super Polying into it, I'm sending this card off into your server to get that free draw, so I love this card. This card, you just kind of have to play it just in case. And then the Drago Stapelia, I probably made it every match. Trying off the extra deck, I played 1 copy of Despia Lulu Lilith. This card can be summoned off the Ring Wignall, and it's just a negate that most people don't know the effect of, and it also gives your monsters extra attack. The other thing that it does is during the end phase, if it's in the graveyard, I can declare the effect of Special Cartesia from the deck. So I'm sending it a lot of the time off the Maximus to really get that Cartesia during the end phase to have it on my opponent's turn. Gotta round out the extra deck, and then for the side deck, just for the Branded Mirror and then Labyrinth, which I never saw. There was a kid playing Labyrinth, but I just never got mastered him. I played 3 copies of Ash Blossom. This is just good in the mirror. I'd side it in every time. And then sometimes in weird matchups where I don't really know what to side, sometimes I just put an Ash.
Did you ever contemplate on wanting to play Ash Blossom in the main deck?
Not in this deck. I don't think it's just not impactful enough against any matchup other than specifically Branded. Because against Kashtira, like if I Ash the Unicorn or something, they rip a card out of my shape, it just feels terrible. It doesn't really help me. I'd much rather just have Nibiru. Like the flex spot, I could either play like Ashes, Nibs, or like a Triple Tactics. I thought Nib would be better just because like it's really beating those Kashtira boards. The other card I sided that I didn't really put in very much was 3 Dark Ruler No More. The card is good. It's mostly there for like sprite matchups and stuff that like makes super large negate boards, just so I can like be able to resolve my spells. But this never really came up that much. I never saw it face any sprite. I don't like regret playing this card. I think it's good. It just never really come up. I also sided 3 Evenly for the Kashtira matchup. I don't think I resolved this card the entirety of the event. But this card is still crazy. I would definitely play it in any of my future deck lists. I just never really drew it at the times that I needed it. And when I drew it, usually I had like a Nib or something to also clear the board. The card I sided in the most, out of all of them, was Cosmic Cyclone. Everybody's playing Floodgates. I need to be able to Cyclone the Floodgate. I need to be able to banish the Birth. This card just has a quick effect, just immediately eating. I just killed that anti-spell, all sorts of different stuff. This card is just fantastic. I love it. I'm sliding it in over most of the matchups, since nowadays a lot of the decks are ending on some 1 or 2 spell traps that are very relevant. Then to round out the side deck, I just play 3 copies of Magnum. Some people are on 2 Mag, 1 Juris. I don't like the Juris. This card is the better one to draw. I'd rather open Magnum than any other Misfield. And since I'm already playing the Sarenraer and the Rebellion, there's plenty of stuff to add off the Magnum that's good, that I don't need another name.
Hey man, congrats on the win. What'd you end up placing out as?
I got first place.
First place, this freaking guy on the Dragon Duelist. Hey, thanks for the deck profile, really appreciate it. And you know, just remember guys to like, comment, and subscribe, and say what's up to this guy.
Okay.